At least 5 U.S. personnel were injured in a rocket attack on the al-Assad airbase in western Iraq, as per reports. The assault, involving 2 Katyusha rockets, comes as the region faces escalating tensions following recent high-profile assassinations of Hamas and Hezbollah leaders. One of the injured Americans is reported to be in serious condition, according to officials who spoke to Reuters on condition of anonymity. The attack's connection to Iran's threats of retaliation over the assassinations remains unclear. The Pentagon has responded by deploying additional fighter jets and Navy warships to the Middle East, aiming to bolster defenses amid threats from Iran and its allies, including Hamas and Hezbollah. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and the State Department are urging all parties in the Middle East to avoid escalating tensions further. "We are concerned about the risk of the conflict escalating and spreading," said State Department spokesman Matthew Miller. Blinken and other officials are in communication with regional leaders to emphasize that escalation serves no one's interest.
We are engaged in intense diplomacy, pretty much round the clock, with a very simple message. All parties must refrain from escalation. All parties must take steps to ease tensions. Escalation is not in anyone's interests. It will only lead to more conflict, more violence, more insecurity. It's also critical that we break this cycle by reaching a ceasefire in Gaza.
Iran, pointing fingers at the U.S. for its support of Israel, holds Washington responsible for the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran. Iraq, hosting 2,500 U.S. troops and home to Iran-backed militias, has seen a rise in attacks targeting U.S. forces. The U.S. recently launched strikes against militants in Iraq, further complicating the situation.
Unfortunately, over the past 10 months, the U.S. government has been doing its utmost to help Israel commit war crimes and genocide against the oppressed Palestinian people. It is incumbent on the U.S. government to exert effective pressure on Israel to stop the conflict and stop Israel's massacre. Moreover, the U.S. should not provide Israel with arms or weapons of mass destruction. We believe that had it not been the U.S. government's assistance, Israel would have never taken such a risk.
Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani has been in talks with Blinken to reduce regional tensions. General Michael Eric Kurilla, head of U.S. Central Command, is in the Middle East, coordinating with allies to prepare for any potential Iranian attacks on Israel. Despite ongoing diplomatic efforts, the region remains tense with the threat of more violence. The U.S. is urging for a ceasefire and reduction in tensions, recognizing that Iran's role and cooperation are essential for regional stability.